Coming up on News Live at 6, Kobe Bryant remembered on campus and in his hometown.
Plus, how local businesses are preparing for the men's basketball game against Duke this weekend.
And NAFTA's replacement has been signed into law, what it means for the Trump administration. Citrus TV News starts right now.
Live at 6, your campus news leader.
As of an announcement this afternoon, any student involved in a bias incident on campus will be immediately suspended and asked to leave campus. This includes students who were witnesses or have additional information and did not come forward. Good evening, I'm Gabrielle Carraciolo.
And I'm Carmella Boykin. Vice President for the Student Experience, Rob Haradsky, made the announcement in an email to students this afternoon. He went on to ask anyone with information to come forward to DPS, Syracuse Police, State Police, and the FBI to help with the 20-plus open investigations.
The Not Again SU movement is once again speaking out on Twitter following one of those investigations. Over winter break, a contractor reported finding a racial slur written in Day Hall. It was reported in the DPS crime logs, but not to the Bias Incident Report's website. An audio recording obtained by the movement features the senior director of the Office of Student Living confirming to resident advisors that the incident occurred on December 27th in the Day Hall's fourth floor lobby. Citrus TV has reached out to DPS to learn more about this incident and why it was not posted to the website. We've not yet received a response.
Meanwhile, SU is searching for new facilitators for the 6-week SEM 100 course. The class is going into its third year on campus. It was created by the university in response to student protests across campus in 2018 after a video surfaced depicting an offensive skit performed by the Theta Tau fraternity. SEM 100 is meant to help students understand and respect different identities. During the Not Again SU protests last semester, SEM 100 was criticized as ineffective. And the Syracuse Police Department is still searching Onondaga Creek for missing SU senior Alan Gonzalez. Yesterday, SPD confirmed to Citrus TV they're in, quote, recovery mode now. They expect the search to continue throughout the rest of the week. The New York State Police Underwater Recovery Team is now also assisting in the search.
Gonzalez's roommate reported that he was missing last Tuesday. He's been missing since January 19th. Police believe the computer science major fell into Onondaga Creek after visiting Al's Whiskey Bar in Armory Square. If you have any information, call SPD at 315-442-5151.
Down on Marshall Street, Manny's is planning for a big weekend of sales and celebration before the Duke game. Here in studio, we have Citrus TV reporter Brianna Liberman to tell us what's going on. Brianna?
Our Marshall Street staple is gearing up for a big weekend. And no, it's not just the Duke game. This Saturday, Manny's is celebrating their 70th anniversary. It is the longest running store on Marshall Street besides Varsity. I spoke with General Manager Michael Theis, who says it's extra special this year because there aren't as many family-run businesses today. So they rely heavily on college students and their families to help support their clothing store. On Saturday, they will be commemorating their birthday with special t-shirts in addition to ones that say Beat Duke. But it's going to be a busy weekend. Every time that there's a basketball game like Duke or a football game like Clemson, business booms. Manny's is expecting the rush to begin Thursday afternoon and continue Friday and Saturday before the game. And that goes for all of the Marshall Street businesses. Most people attending the game are expected to get in on Friday. Theis says that by the afternoon, Marshall Street will be filled with people at the local restaurants and buying their Cuse merch for Saturday night. So while they are excited and prepping for the game this weekend, they are also proud to be turning 70 years old. Gab, Carmella, back to you.
Thanks, Brianna. With the biggest game of the season just 3 days away, getting a last-minute ticket for the SU Duke game is tough. If you haven't managed to snag one yet, the O-Zone is giving away 2 courtside tickets to the game tonight. All you have to do is follow O-Zone on Twitter and tag 3 friends in the post. If you don't win the giveaway, single game tickets are still available on Qs.com.
Now, for those of us maybe going to that game on Saturday, it's certainly hoping that the weather is something like today. It wasn't too bad out, a little cold, but no rain or snow.
That's true. And it was even a little bit sunny later on in the day. Here to tell us what we can expect going forward is our weather anchor, Walker Simmons. Walker, what do you have?
All right, thanks, guys. Now, If you were on campus today, you could have seen temperatures as low as 10 degrees. Things have definitely been cold throughout today. However, a nice pro into today, we saw a lot of clear skies. Looking at current temperatures right now, we're sitting at about 27 degrees, and mixed with these clear skies, if you were on campus, you might have gotten some sunlight, which is nice because we started off this week with a lot of rain, snow. We did not see even a lick of sun, and it started off sunny, which is great. Now, as we get into tonight, we shouldn't really see any clouds at all. It should be a fairly clear skied night, which will make for a great night. However, as we progress into things, as we go later on to the night, we see should be about 18 degrees at around 9 p.m. tonight. So it is going to get cold. It's going to continue to get cold. No rain or snow in these next couple of days, which is a pro. However, we will see some wind starting to pick up, which will make things a little bit colder. And getting into tomorrow morning, we'll see around 12 degrees. It'll get much colder. I'll get more into that in my full weather forecast. That's all I have. Reporting live from the Citrus TV weather deck, Walker Simmons, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Walker. A local business is donating school supplies, hygiene products, and clothing to more than 30 schools in the Syracuse City School District. Terrakeet, an SEO company in Armory Square, raised $17,000 in their Cause for the CUSE program. The money was used to purchase the donated products. Terrakeet is a big local donor. They've contributed over $90,000 to the Syracuse City School District in the past few years. The SCSD will accept the Terrakeet donation at the Porter Elementary School on Thursday at 10 a.m.
The Navy is hiring Lockheed Martin in Syracuse to make electronic defense systems for its ships. The company won a competitive bid contract worth up to $812 million to make defense systems for its aircraft carriers, cruisers, and destroyers from anti-ship missiles. This contract would go through September 2026 in Salina. The Army awarded the plant with a $3 billion contract to build radars for short-range missiles last September.
People across the country continue to mourn Kobe Bryant after his death last weekend, perhaps no more than in his adopted city of Los Angeles and his hometown of Lower Merion, Pennsylvania. Citrus TV reporter Ricky Sayer is from Lower Merion, and he's in studio to bring us the hometown perspective to this story. Ricky?
Thanks, guys. The words Lower Merion and Kobe Bryant have become synonymous over the past 2 decades, but the impact he had on the community went so far beyond name recognition. Before I explain what that impact is, I want to introduce you to someone who I found right here on campus. They remember the force Kobe was on the high school court more than 20 years ago.
That he played in my high school gym.
Newspaper and magazine professor Eileen Gallagher went to the rival of Kobe's high school.
Kobe got the ball and he dunked, and we had never seen a dunk like that in that gym, and then no one said anything after that.
Gallagher, like many others, was shocked by Kobe's sudden passing in a helicopter crash. In his hometown, residents almost immediately gathered outside his former high school, a memorial beginning to form.
Just to be standing outside of the gym that he helped build, it's a sad day.
It really just hits home, you know. It's like a family loss almost.
Kobe never went to college, so this is his alma mater, and he treated it like a special one.
And what struck me the most about him was how much he cared about the school and the district, how much he appreciated and respected how the school nourished him and helped him grow.
To this community, Kobe was so much more than a native son. He was the inspirer of dreams and a marker of success.
He instilled in all of us the sense of hard work, pride in who you are and where you're from, and that you can dream big.
It was bigger than basketball, really. It was deeper than basketball.
From across the country and in person, he made his impact.
Those private conversations I hold very close.
A frequent visitor of youth leagues, Kobe changed the life of an SU student from Lower Merion with just a few words.
I ran my mouth a lot as an athlete, as a young kid, and he basically told me to play with my game and not with my words. Now, as an athlete, I value focus. I tend not to talk to people during games. I tend to dial in.
A line one of Lower Merion's coaches shared with former players, Kobe was us, and we are him. Next to me is a still from what has been for years part of the Kobe Shrine at the school. Now, like the flowers outside, this shrine is a memorial. Special thanks to the students at CitrusTV, my high school alma mater, for sharing video with us. Gab, Carmella.
Thanks for that, Ricky. Coming up on News Live at 6, President Trump's legal team admits that quid pro quo happened, but is it impeachable?
Plus, Brexit is officially on. Citrus TV reporter Rob Flax is in London with more on how it finally passed.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
The USMCA is now law. Earlier today, President Trump signed the trade agreement with Mexico and Canada, officially replacing the North American Free Trade Agreement. The three countries made the agreement in 2018. It's been working through the country's legislatures since then.
The new deal will require car companies to make more of their vehicles in the United States in order to qualify for tariff-free treatment. Plus, the U.S. will provide $27 million in grants to help Mexico enforce labor laws. Over on the Hill, senators are asking both sides questions in the impeachment trial of President Trump today. House managers are arguing the president was not acting in the country's interests. But Trump's lawyer Alan Dershowitz argued using a quid pro quo in order to gain re-election is not an impeachable offense.
Every public official that I know believes that his election is in the public interest. And mostly you're right. Your election is in the public interest. And if a president does something which he believes will help him get elected in the public interest, that cannot be the kind of quid pro quo that results in impeachment. I quoted
The questioning period is set to last 8 hours both today and tomorrow. That will be followed by 4 hours of debate on whether or not to bring in witnesses and documents to the Senate floor. And the latest on the coronavirus, a resident of Onondaga County has tested negative for the disease. They're one of 10 New York citizens who've been tested so far. The new virus has killed more than 130 people in China. Onondaga County's health commissioner is not revealing any details about who the person is.
Countries are evacuating their citizens from Wuhan, China today as the number of infected citizens rises. There are now just under 6,000 cases, surpassing the number of infected during the SARS outbreak in 2002. The SARS outbreak has still caused more deaths, though, as 348 people died then. And for months, Britons have been wanting to know whether their country will remain in the European Union, and today they finally have their answer.
Our Rob Flax is across the pond in London with the latest from Parliament. Rob?
That's right, guys. I'm standing right here outside Parliament in London, where in less than 2 days, Britain will officially be out of the European Union. Now, the reason I can say that is because European Parliament voted today 629 to 41 to approve Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Brexit deal. This is a huge victory for him, the Brexit Party, and specifically Nigel Farage. He had a big speech in European Parliament today for the last time as a member, saying that this is a glorious event that has taken place and Britain would not be returning. Now, other Parliament members taking a bit of a more conciliatory tone, saying that this might be a farewell, but not necessarily a goodbye. Now, for many Britons, this is the victories that they have been looking for since the referendum in 2016. Now, guys, just because that exit will be taking place at 11 p.m. Central Greenwich time in London does not mean that that is the end of this story. Guys, it is far from it. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, specifically what Britain is going to have to do to negotiate a new trade deal with the European Union. In fact, for the rest of this financial year, Britain actually still has to stay within the European trade zone, but cannot make any decisions on anything impacting them as they're no longer a member. So this has a lot of people very confused, a lot of Britons really upset, saying that getting Britain and the United Kingdom out from European control was one of the main reasons they had voted for Brexit in the first place. Reporting live from outside the Houses of Parliament, Rob Flax, CitrusTV News.
Rob, thank you. Coming up on News Live at 6, CitrusTV is at the Super Bowl. Our Corey Spector has a preview and your Orange Sports update from Miami.
And there was a cloudy start to the week with a mixed amount of rain and snow, but we should see clear skies in the future coming up.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
From the Citrus TV, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Thursday, we saw temperatures around 15 degrees at 9 a.m., but things should get a little bit warmer. Not too warm, you're definitely still going to need that winter coat, but about 10 degrees. We see 26 degrees from noon to 6 p.m., so it kind of levels out throughout the day. Also, you saw some clear skies tonight. That's not going to be that way tomorrow. You definitely will get a lot more overcast. You won't see the sun as much. Now, because of that, I put the activity outlook at a moderate, and the reason for this, we have some clear skies, and there's no precipitation, no rain or snow. However, you're going to get a low of 22, so you're going to still need that jacket. It's not going to be that pleasant when you're outside. And taking a look across the map here, things are fairly level. We see our highest temperatures peaking in 31 in Elmira. And lastly, at our radar here, the real feel radar, we're seeing in the pink is where things will stay the same. What you see on your thermostat will be the temperature outside. However, as it gets a little pinker towards Rochester and more towards Syracuse, that's when you get about 5 degrees colder than what the thermostat actually reads. That's all I have right now. I'll get more into my 5-day forecast and everything else coming up this week. But Corey, how are things looking in sports?
We're going to take a quick break here on Citrus TV News Live at 6. We're here at the Super Bowl at the Convention Center in Miami. We're going to let you know for the San Francisco 49ers why they believe they're going to win the Super Bowl and how maybe Kansas City is going to stop those guys. Plus, Syracuse men's basketball vying for its 6th consecutive win last night at Clemson. Find out how they did after the break.
Check.
How was that in time? Did you hear what she was saying?
You got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. Corey Spector here from Radio Row at the Miami Convention Center for Super Bowl 54. The Chiefs and the 49ers just 4 days away from competing for the Lombardi Trophy. Look, for San Francisco, when you pay a starting quarterback close to $140 million, you expect him to torch defenses, but that hasn't necessarily been the case for Niners QB Jimmy Garoppolo. He's only thrown for a combined 27 passes in the 2 postseason games, yet it really doesn't matter because the Niners have the second best rush offense in the entire league, and Garoppolo believes that the team's offensive versatility is the reason why they'll become champs.
I think our guys up front, kind of set the tone with the run game, getting it started, getting the blocks and whatnot, and the receivers, tie into all that. Takes some good receivers to go in there and block the safety. So, but then how it ties into the pass game, that's what makes our offense so good when we complement each other on pass and run, and just take advantage of the defense.
On the Kansas City side, looking back to the AFC Championship round, the Chiefs made it really difficult on the league's leading rusher Derrick Henry. He had fewer than 70 rushing yards in that game, and linebacker Anthony Hitchens says the game plan against the 49ers remains the same.
Being fundamental, sound, and aggressive. So doing our techniques right, getting downhill, and just playing football like we've been the past 6-7 weeks at the end of the year. So it's pretty basic. It's a lot of X's and O's on the board, but it's pretty basic. Set the edge, and then everybody else come flying inside out.
Just a reminder that Citrus TV's coverage from Super Bowl 54 continues all week long. Just check out our Twitter account at Citrus TV Sports. Meanwhile, Syracuse men's basketball was seeking a 6-game win streak last night, the longest for SU since the Orange entered the ACC 6 years ago, and a 5-0 start on the road in conference play when the Orange traveled down the coast to face off with Clemson. Early on, the Tigers red hot from downtown, and SU found itself in a point hole, but Syracuse responded as Buddy Boeheim got the stroke going from deep. Buddy finished the first half with 12 points, and SU had a 2-point lead at the break. That lead went all the way up to 10, but down the stretch, the Orange really crumbled. Tevin Mack, physical player. He put up 32 in this one, a career high. All right, now 10 seconds to go. Cuse on top by 1. Elijah Hughes misses the layup. Clemson races the other way in transition, and Clyde Trapp, the beneficiary. He gets the deuce, puts the Tigers in front by 1. One final heave from Elijah Hughes, not even close. Syracuse loses 71-70. The win streak over, but Jim Boeheim still proud of his team's effort.
We battled really hard. Joe made some big buckets at the end when they got the lead, and Elijah and Buddy kept us in there. We just didn't get, Marek is key for us, and him being in foul trouble hurt, but that happens sometimes. But it was an unbelievable effort, and they made the last play.
In NBA action tonight, the Nets host the Pistons at Barclays Center. Point guard Spencer Dinwiddie plays in his first game since changing his number from 8 to 26 after the loss of NBA icon Kobe Bryant. Brooklyn just defeated Detroit last Saturday, so we'll find out if they could do it again tonight at 7:30. Also, the Knicks head to Memphis this evening to face off with the Grizzlies. Rookie R.J. Barrett still out for another week as he deals with an ankle injury, and New York has dropped 3 of its past 4. Tip-off for tonight's matchup also scheduled for 7:30. That'll do it for sports here from the Miami Convention Center. Make sure to tune into our Super Bowl coverage. Exciting content all week long at Citrus TV Sports on Twitter. Now back to you guys in studio.
Thanks, Corey. Follow along on Twitter for their coverage from Miami throughout the week.
And when we come back, Walker has one last look at your weather.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Are we in camera 2 or camera 3?
Cam 3. Welcome back. We're now joined by our weather anchor, Walker Simmons. And Walker, we saw some sun this evening. Can we expect to see some sun in the morning?
Sadly, no. It was a great start to today. We got a lot of sunlight, but as we go through tonight, completely clear skies, but then as the night progresses, we get into tomorrow morning, that's going to progress and we'll wake up with a pretty cloudy sky.
So looking ahead to this weekend for game day, how are things going to be looking then?
Fairly, I would say simple. They're going to stay the same. It's not going to be anything drastic. We've seen no jumps in temperatures. Looking at our 5-day forecast, actually, we see highs of 38s, and we even see a high of 42 on Monday. This weekend, we do see a little snow on Sunday morning, but that shouldn't really affect your game day for Saturday. You might have a little bit snowy start to your Super Bowl.
So you mentioned snow. How much snow can we expect? Do you have any idea?
It's about AM showers, so I would give it about an inch. It's not going to be a lot of snow, but it's definitely going to be enough to see.
Just enough to keep it nice and slick. So drive careful, everyone. And that's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News Live at 6. For more on the stories you saw tonight and news from Syracuse, visit citrustv.com or follow us on social media. I'm Carmella Boykin.
And I'm Gabrielle Carraciolo. Have a good night.